Okay, we are now live, and this is the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting for Tuesday, January 26, 2021. We will limit physical access in the meeting room due to current limitations on public gatherings. We've made accommodations for the public where they may participate. You can watch the meeting on Franklin TV or the City of Franklin website, or you can live stream through Facebook or YouTube. There is a call-in number, which is 312-626-6799 with a meeting ID of 952-9773-9426 with a passcode of 592502. Callers will be unmuted, given an opportunity to comment during the meeting at specific times. Limited viewing will be available in the lobby of City Hall to watch the live video and make public comments. The public may email comments and questions prior to 3:30 p.m. on the day of the meeting to the recorder at franklintn.gov to be read aloud. Live comments and those submitted by email will be limited to 2 minutes. YouTube account is youtube.com/user/City of Franklin. The Facebook is facebook.com/City of Franklin. And the website is franklintn.gov/Franklin TV. The meeting is now called to order, and we'll start with a roll call. And we'll start out with Vice Mayor Berger. Are you present? Alderman Barnhill. Alderman Barnhill. Say something. Oh, there he is. Alderman Martin.
Present.
Alderman Speedy.
Present.
Alderman Blanton.
Present.
Alderman Peterson.
Present.
And Alderman McClendon.
Yeah.
Thanks for your enthusiasm. We'll now start with the invocation offered by Alderman Barnhill, and then I'll lead the Pledge of Allegiance. So we'll stand with me. Alderman Barnhill, go ahead.
Would you bow with me, please? Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight in prayer, thanking you for this day and for all its many blessings and for the many blessings and freedoms that we have in this country. We know at this present time that we're going through some very difficult times. We ask that you be with our national leaders, our state and local leaders, be with them as they make decisions that affect the direction in which the country and the nation and our local governments go. We ask that you also be with each of our first responders. We know that, and the military, and we know that there are many difficult times now. We know that there are many separations, and it's a difficult time for families to go through. But we ask that you be with each of these. We ask this in the name of our Father and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next item on the agenda is Resolution 2020-282, a resolution declaring the Board of Mayor and Aldermen shall meet on January 26, 2021 and conduct its essential business by electronic means rather than being required to gather a quorum of the members physically present in the same location because it is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Thank you, Alderman Blanton. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Alderman Barnhill?
Yes.
Alderman Martin?
Yes.
Alderman Speedy?
Yes.
Alderman Blanton?
Yes.
Alderman Peterson?
Yes.
And Alderman McClendon?
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We now will go to the next item, which is an opportunity for citizens to make comments on items that are not on the agenda. Do we have anyone tonight? Seeing none, we'll move on to communications from Williamson County Commission. I have none. We'll go now to approval of the minutes from the December 30th, 2020, 11 a.m. Board of Mayor and Alderman special meeting, and the January 12th work session, and the Board of Mayor and Alderman voting session. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Thank you, Alderman Peterson. Is there a second? Second, Alderman Martin. Thank you. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Alderman Barnhill?
Yes.
Alderman Martin?
Yes.
Alderman Speedy?
Yes.
Alderman Blanton?
Yes.
Alderman Peterson?
Yes.
And Alderman McClendon?
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to miscellaneous reports. I think Mr. Stuckey, let's see, recognitions. I have no recognitions that I'm aware of. Correct. So I'll go to miscellaneous reports. Mr. Stuckey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Board. I just want to give a quick report back, and there'll be more information to come on this, but I did want to make a few comments. At our last meeting, we had a citizen inquiry at the citizen and comment time regarding Berry Circle and some questions, concerns around water pressure in that area. Let me talk a little bit about that and just let you know there'll be more specific detail to come. But we've been reviewing that. There was, as we all know, a significant house fire there on Christmas night, and had been some concerns expressed around the water availability there. And we did need to supplement that water in fighting that very significant fire that was very involved when our fire crews arrived there. But a couple things to look at. When new homes were built on that street, the city did recognize there's some challenges there. It's a dead end water line, and there are some challenges in getting and maintaining the flow and pressure. It does meet and exceed state minimum standards there, but there were still concerns, and because of that, we did act to upgrade and replace the line there from Lewisburg up through Berry Circle. We do regular water flow or hydrant flow testing and measuring there, and we have seen some degradation of that pressure and volume over time. So we have immediately worked on rerouting some work that we're already doing on our water modeling to focus on this area. That may yield some shorter and longer term efforts that we could do to help improve pressure there. One of the things we talked about at the time those new homes were built is whether to require sprinklers. We did not. We went ahead and opted for an optional approach there in terms of residential sprinklers, but it is something to look at. We have, and so we'll continue to work on that and bring information forward. It will probably necessitate a further amendment to that existing contract that you will see at a future meeting, but we've already started that work, and we're asking Hazen, who's been doing that modeling for us, to focus some immediate efforts in helping us understand that. We are doing some physical reviews of the area to see if there's been any changes that might help us understand any other effects that have happened. But that work continues, and I just want to let folks know that we have been looking at it. We'll continue to work it. We are directing some existing efforts to focus on this area overall. It is part of the challenges that you have in older infrastructure, older parts of town, as you have a smaller lines, older infrastructure, and this just is something we have a constant challenge with, and so this is one of those situations. So we saw another example over the weekend with the fire at Red Pony in terms of our downtown infrastructure, and that is a sprinkled facility, and it was very involved when our crews got there, and they were able to aggressively address that fire and bring it under decent control pretty quickly. And so we do the very best we can with the resources we have. We have a high quality fire department, as we know, insurance office rating of #1, which puts us in 0.5% in terms of the resources and the capability we have there. So we continue to look at this. We always want to provide the highest level of service we can, and we have heard those concerns and continue to work on it. And we'll have more specifics for you in the future as we work through this. But I did want to acknowledge what we're doing and what we continue to work on it related to this specific area of town. Thank you.
And thank you for that update. We'll now go to the consent agenda, and under the consent agenda, all items are deemed to be non-controversial and routine in nature for the governing body, and they will be approved as recommended by committee or by staff for one motion of the governing body. The items on the consent agenda will not be discussed. We're considering items 9 through 20 tonight. I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Alderman Barnhill. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Vice Mayor Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Martin.
Yes.
Alderman Speedy.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
And Alderman McClendon.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. New business, consideration resolution 2021-07. Resolution to appoint John Schroer to fill the vacant alderman at large seat.
Move for approval.
Second.
And to clarify, is this approval until an appropriate election in October of 2021?
Yes, sir.
So the motion was by Alderman Blanton and the second was by Alderman Martin. Was that correct?
Alderman Berger.
Alderman Vice Mayor.
I'd be happy to second it. Yes.
Vice Mayor Berger says that she seconded it. So any discussion on this?
Mayor,
Go ahead, Alderman McClendon.
let me start by saying I served with John Schroer. I have nothing but respect for Mr. Schroer. I appreciate that he has accepted the responsibility and the limitations. And I know that if approved, he will do a good job. I still think it's a mistake for us to appoint someone without a different process than this. We have, if we approve this motion, we will have announced and approved a replacement for Alderman Bransford without even asking anyone else if they might like the job publicly. I think that's a mistake. That said, if I'm outvoted, Mr. Schroer's feelings will not hurt for long, if at all.
Thank you for your comments. Any other comments?
Mayor,
Go ahead, Alderman Barnhill.
I think Alderman McClendon has pretty well expressed some of certainly some of my views. I'm delighted that John has sure stepped forward and is filling the vacancy. I think he will be more than adequate. But I do agree with Alderman McClendon. The process that we used leaves a great deal to be desired. I won't vote against John Schroer filling the vacancy, but I am very, very disappointed in the process that we used. It wasn't the selection wasn't even on the agenda the other night. The method was on the agenda, not even the selection. But if John's willing to serve, I think he feels my expectations, being certainly knowledgeable about the city, and is not wanting to run beyond the October election. So that seat should be open, and somebody should be pulling a petition in a few months for that seat then. But that's the way I feel about it. I don't think we did the correct way to handle this situation.
Mr. Mayor, I have a comment.
Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
I just want to just briefly say that, honestly, I don't think most people in our city, in our fine city, will ever be offended at this process. It's for a very few short months. It allows us not to be short on our committees. So if someone's out sick We know that COVID's rampant right now. We have flu and we have a lot of other things going on. And sometimes people have to be out of town. And when that happens, we won't be short on our committees because if we have one missing out of that committee, then we don't have a quorum. So I think most people in our city will not be offended. I think they will understand. And I think they applaud this. And I don't think it is fair to put other people into a position to say, now, wait a minute, if you want to fill this position, put an application in, we'll take a month or two and review these things. And then by March, maybe get somebody in that position. I think we need to put someone in that position right now who would fill it and who is not going to run. And then putting someone in that position who we tie their hands and say, now you need to tell us, you need to promise you won't run because we as a board don't want to create an opportunity for someone to have an unfair advantage. And I really don't want to put somebody in that position because honestly, there would be people that would get into the job and realize that there's a lot of responsibility here and there's a lot of good things to do for our city. And they might change their mind and say, well, I would really like to serve the people of our city. And so that way we don't put these people into that position. And I'm thankful that former Mayor John Schroer will be willing to serve for these few short months. And I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Ready to vote? Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Yes.
Alderman Barnhill,
Yes.
Alderman Martin,
Yes.
Alderman Speedy,
Yes.
Alderman Blanton,
Yes.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
Alderman McClendon.
No.
Passes 6-1. We'll now move to item 5, consideration of and congratulations to former Mayor Schroer and Alderman-to-be John Schroer when he's sworn in, which I anticipate he'll be sworn in at the February the 9th work session. Item 5, Resolution 2021-05, a resolution authorizing the Planning and Parks Department to submit 2 applications, State Historic Preservation Office or Historic Preservation Fund grants to be used for historic resources documentation for Lewisburg Avenue Historic District and for restoration work at City and Rest Haven cemeteries. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Thank you, Alderman Martin. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Alderman Barnhill,
Yes.
Alderman Martin,
Yes.
Alderman Speedy,
Yes.
Alderman Blanton,
Yes.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
Alderman McClendon.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 6 is consideration to deny sewer availability for 605 Ellington Drive. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Appropriate motion by the Vice Mayor. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? And the motion is to deny. Is that correct, Vice Mayor?
Correct.
Thank you. Ready to vote? Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Alderman Barnhill,
Yes.
Alderman Martin,
Yes.
Alderman Speedy,
Yes.
Alderman Blanton,
Yes.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
Alderman McClendon.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 7 is nomination of Alderman Clyde Barnhill to the Williamson County Solid Waste Board. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Blanton. Is there a second?
Second.
Alderman, thank you, Alderman Martin. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Yes.
Alderman Barnhill.
Mayor, I'm going to abstain.
We're going
Thank
to do
you.
it to you anyway.
Alderman Martin,
Yes.
Alderman Speedy,
Yes.
Alderman Blanton,
Yes.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
and Alderman McClendon.
Run for office, they said. It'll be fun. Yeah, sure.
Passes 6 yeses and 1 abstention. And the great reason that Clyde is so qualified is he knows where the meeting is located, he told me. So item 8 is appointment of Justin Foster and nomination of Alderman Brandy Blanton to the Williamson County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Is there a motion?
Move for
Motion to,
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Martin. Second by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion?
Alderman Blanton must vote for or against herself.
It's yet to be determined.
Yet to be determined. Well,
This is the pearl.
so we're ready to vote. So Vice Mayor,
Yes.
Alderman Barnhill,
Yes.
Alderman Martin,
yes.
Alderman Speedy,
Yes.
Alderman Blanton,
I'll also abstain.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
People that don't
and Alderman
themselves.
McClendon.
Yeah, you get the job too.
Okay, so that passes 6 yeses and 1 abstention. So, are there any other matters to come before this body?
Motion
is
to
there-
adjourn.
Thank you, Alderman Blanton. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Barnhill. Ready to vote? Vice Mayor,
Yes.
Away from me.
Alderman Barnhill,
Yes.
Alderman Martin,
Yes.
Alderman Speedy,
Yes.
Alderman Blanton,
Yes.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
and Alderman McClendon.
I'm gonna vote with this button right here.
I take it that's yes. We're adjourned.